So I Cook You Serve was set up by my business partner, who's also my mum. I feel really lucky to be able to work alongside my mum. She set up the business to support busy families because that's exactly what we were at the time. She was fed up of compromising on time spent with me cooking dinner. And this is where our service developed from. Evening meals that were already cooked and ready to reheat and enjoy so that you could spend your time doing what worked better for you and your family. So that's where the business started. It then grew into buffets for weddings, presentations, funerals, and lots of different other occasions as well. From there, the business just kept growing, kept continuing. We didn't just serve busy families anymore with our evening meals. We served people who lived alone and didn't want to cook for one. We served the elderly, people who were more vulnerable, and it helped them stay independent. And we deliver food, but we deliver so much more than just that. So that was really important. When I came into the business, that was a really important focus, that it's not just food that we deliver, actually seeing someone each and every week saying, oh, hello, how are you? And having that quick doorstep catch up can mean the world, especially when someone's not seen anyone for a week, which is what we see a lot with our customers each week. So when I joined the business, I joined in 2018. I set up the nutritional therapy branch of the business. I did a nutritional therapy diploma alongside my degree. My degree was within classical studies with ancient Egyptian culture. So there were a few job opportunities, but I decided to join the family business instead. When I took the nutritional therapy diploma, I was, I've just seen someone's comment, yes, absolutely, Mark. When I took the nutritional therapy diploma, I took it because I didn't have anything else to do that summer, and I was bored of the ancient Greeks and the ancient Romans. My mum was doing the course for the business, and I thought, oh, I'll do that as well. It's just something to do. I did not know the impact that it would have on myself, on my own eating habits, but also on what I wanted to do within the future. I was absolutely enraged by the amount of misinformation that is out there when it comes to nutrition. It's simply not acceptable how the media impacts food, how people are trying to make positive eating changes, positive changes that are going to look after them, and yet the information out there is incorrect. The course that I did, the diploma that I did, cut through all of the noise and it went straight to the science. So pumpkin seeds are full of zinc. Zinc can support you with anxiety and depression. Whatever the media say, that's not going to change. And that is the power that food can have for different people in different circumstances, whether that's mental health, physical health. As a nutritional therapist, we actually support people with symptoms of pre-diagnosed conditions. So if you think of a condition, and specifically the symptoms of it, that's where the support comes in with what I do. I was really lucky. My first networking meeting, it wasn't a BusComm meeting, but I did join BusComm shortly after I started networking. But that first meeting I went along to, I met a lady called Vanessa, and she runs anxiety and depression retreats. And she asked me to go along to her retreat and give a presentation. So I thought, yeah, okay, I can do that. It was absolutely brilliant. I went along, it was a big estate house, manor house. I thought, gosh, okay, I might be a little bit out of my league here. I've only been doing this for a few months. These are people with real problems that affect them day to day. And between me and you, I absolutely smashed the presentation. It was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. All of the attendees got involved. They were asking questions. They were saying, okay, well, how can I implement this? Where can I get that ingredient from? And they were just enlightened, like not enlightened, that sounds really big-headed, but they were really captured by what nutrition could do for them and how it could change their day to day. So when I finished the presentation, I came downstairs, rang my mum and said, this is what I want to do. I have found what I want to do. and you're stuck with me now. I'm joining the business full time. I'm here. We're going to develop this branch of the business. So from there, I've worked individually with different people. I've done different presentations. I've helped people who are runners, people who don't enjoy eating fruit, getting fruit and veg into their diet, a whole host of different things. And it's been an absolute pleasure, and I absolutely love what I do. So today I wanted to share with you a few steps on how you can improve your nutrition. And I don't mean any of these in a very preachy way at all. Nutrition is individual to each of us, but there are some foundations that will benefit all of us. The same way for Stephen, having your business trademarked and having your terms and conditions, that is a staple for every business, and that's what you provide. Mark, everybody needs a logo, everybody needs some good branding. But every business is different. It's the same when it comes to nutrition. You need things and vitamins and minerals that are specific to you, but there are some foundations that can benefit you across the board, wherever you are in your life. So my first step is always drinking water and staying hydrated. Now, this is probably the most basic step. It's probably the thing that the least of us, we rarely do. How many of you have 8 glasses of water a day? Just a show of hands. Yeah, that's good. Usually it's there's not as many people that put their hands up. To see a few people, that's absolutely brilliant. So a 1 to 2% dehydration is when our thirst sensations appear. But by that's 1 to 2% of our whole water volume within our body. But at a 1.5% loss in water volume is when the impacts of being dehydrated come into play. Now, this affects us at a cellular level. It affects our mood. It affects our brain function. It's so incredibly important to stay hydrated and drink water. If you drink coffee and tea, that's absolutely brilliant, but it's still really important to drink water and keep your body hydrated. The next step would have to be to eat a variety of fruit and veg. I always explain this as eat the rainbow. It's the easiest way to describe it. If you're looking at your dinner plate and it's beige, then there is something so easy and something so little that you can do. Bring some colour into it. It's absolutely it makes such a huge difference to your nutrition and to your day-to-day. When it comes to vitamins and minerals, so zinc can support people with anxiety and depression. Get zinc from pumpkin seeds, but zinc actually supports lots of other vitamins and minerals. It can support your body in a lot of other different ways. When it comes to vitamins and minerals also, it's not just what that singular vitamin or mineral can do for your body, it's also how it can support other vitamins and minerals. So will it help with the absorption? Will it help your body actually use that, put that into place? So eat a rainbow of different fruit and vegetables. It's also said, we hear a lot, I'll have 5 a day. Don't have 5 a day, have 10 a day. Because when you aim for 10 and hit 5 or 8, how brilliant is that? And actually, if you hit 10 out of 10 a day, that would be phenomenal. Your body would absolutely thank you for that. Whereas if you aim for 5 and hit 3, your nutrition can be improved. So just aiming higher can help you with that. Another really interesting thing when it comes to eating more fruit and veg is about how it protects your body. We've all heard how different fruits and veg contain different antioxidants. But just to develop on that a little bit, there are free radicals out within our atmosphere, whether you exercise a lot, whether you drive a lot. Simply breathing will create free radicals within your body, which cause all of the nasties, which I'm not going to go into. We all know what they are. Fruit and vegetables, the antioxidants with them give to your body, whereas the free radicals take from your body. It's a lot more, there's a lot more to it than that. But just at a real base level, your fruit and veg will look after your body and the free radicals take from your body. So finding that balance, including the fruit and veg, will protect your body. Going back to what we said earlier with Stephen and terms and conditions and having things, everything legal put in place, It's all about protecting your body the same way Stephen works to protect your business. So how can you get started? An always starting place when it comes to working with my clients is a food diary. You need to know what you are eating in order to change what you are eating. It's as simple as that. The second most important thing when it comes to a food diary is to be honest. If you're not honest with yourself, then you're not going to make any meaningful changes, and it's as simple as that. A food diary is where you write down what, when, how you eat and how you feel. So write down your breakfast, what time you had it, a rough portion size, and how it makes you feel, because then you can see patterns within your food diary. You can make the changes to say, oh, actually, on a Tuesday when I come back from that class or book club or gym session or whatever it may be, or maybe you just work late on a Tuesday, you tend to go for the snacky things. Well, what can I do to put something in place? The second important thing when it comes to considering your nutrition is to have a food goal. So a food goal can be something as drinking more water, having more fruit and veg. But actually what I love about nutritional therapy and the clients that I work with is that it's important to meet you where you are. If you don't have any fruit and veg in your diet, that's okay. Let's start from there. We don't need to start from, right, well, we're going to get 10 fruit and veg into your diet every single day. That's not sustainable. That's not how we work. It's all about making small changes that will have a massive impact over a long time, because that is a foundation that you can build on when it comes to your nutrition. Another factor that I love when it comes to nutrition is how much something so small can make such a big difference. And my favorite example of this is nuts and seeds. Now you can sprinkle them on your stir fries, you can put them in your curries, you can get ground up nuts and seeds, and you can put them on your cereal, you can put them in any dishes that you make. If you're having a bagel or a baguette, you can sprinkle some on there. The difference nutritionally that simple nuts and seeds can make is huge. It's simply phenomenal. Add them to your shopping baskets, take action and add them to your eating habits, and thank me later. Another factor when it comes to questioning your nutrition and how you can benefit yourself is your shopping habits. Hang around the fruit and veg aisle. Go to your local farmers, your local greengrocers. Have a look at the fresh produce. We're so lucky to, especially in Northampton, we've got Smith's Farm Shop just up the road from us, and it's incredible there. It's simply amazing. All the variety they have, and it's so fresh. We all know that allotment food is better than any other food that we can get. So use your local greengrocers, your local butchers. It's all about getting the best from your food. But if you don't really shop there, if you shop in a supermarket, that's okay too. Hang around the fruit and veg aisle. Have a look at actually what they have available. There's no big brands, there's nothing negative behind a carrot. It's a carrot. It's only going to serve you. It's only going to benefit you. And that's across the board for lots of different fruits and veg. Also, don't underestimate a fruit and veg. It doesn't have to be what you grew up with. I think some of us have had soggy cabbage. Some of us have had just awful experiences when it comes to different fruits and veg and how they've been previously prepared for us. But actually, let's take a courgette. You can cut it, chop it up, you can spiralize it so it's like spaghetti. You can use it as an alternative to spaghetti. You can roast it, you can shred it, you can drink it, you can mash it, you can put it in a cake. There's so many things that you can do. Get these different fruits and veg into your diet and it will make a huge difference. And finally, something that's shouted around so often when it comes to your eating habits is meal planning. Well, you should meal plan for the entire year ahead. That's not realistic. Meal planning is great. A few tips on meal planning would be start with your goal in mind. It doesn't have to be about breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. It can also be about, well, what do I want to be eating? Like a week down the line, you can make one change within your meal planning, and that will have a direct impact to your nutrition. It doesn't have to be difficult. It can be really small steps, but it makes such a big difference. So when it comes to meal planning, have your goal in mind, not just your breakfast, lunch and dinner. Another really easy way to meal planning, if you're in a busy household, and you're looking to try and sneak some more fruit and veg in, especially when it comes to little ones, is to get them to choose, okay, well, what would you like to eat this week? What's your favourite dish? And it might just help them get through the other dishes that are crammed with vegetables and different things that are going to support them, because they know on Thursday they're going to get their macaroni cheese and they're going to absolutely love it. It's just these little things that can make a huge difference to support you and the people around you, because good nutrition ripples out to those around us. And just finally, when I came back from at university, I was drinking loads of smoothies because they just helped me, because I was on the go constantly. And when I came home, I continued the smoothies. Great way to get lots of fruit and veg into your diet. And then my brother started having smoothies, and then he would create, he's now 17, this is probably about 3 or 4 years ago, but he would create too much and the portion sizes were too big. So then my sister would have smoothies and my mum would have smoothies. Now we grew up having smoothies, but actually we'd fallen out of love with them, and just simply saying, oh, I've got a smoothie machine, can you like buy some extra fruit and veg, can you buy extra this and that, makes a huge difference. So it's not just you that your nutrition benefits, it's those around you, it's the people online that you're connected with. You don't have to share all of the food that you eat, but it will ripple out and it will have a great impact on those around you. So I'm Shannon from I Cook You Serve. Thank you very much for listening. If anybody's got any questions, then please let me know. If anybody would like to write a food diary and send it over to me, I'll be really happy to give you any feedback or just anything that supports you with your eating habits, because it's so important to make the changes. And when you eat great, you feel great. And that's what I want to share with you all. Thank you. Over to you, Judith.
Thanks, Shannon, and I absolutely support that last thing. I use what I call food and mood diaries for people, because people with anxiety often have depression as well, and tend to eat the things that are absolutely wrong in terms of recovering from their disease, so that they will eat all the wrong things. And again, often it's, as you say, just make one change. You know, you don't have to completely change your diet, but just make one change and then another, sort of step by step. That's hugely important. And I think it's one of the most useful things that I have learned, to understand what effect the food I eat has on my mood and my energy levels. So yeah, absolutely support everything you've said. Questions? I'll stop talking. Just put your hand up, or yes, Simon.
Hi Shannon, thanks for that. That's really good. When you say things like pumpkin seeds and stuff like that, how much would you say is a good dose for a day? Is it like a handful, or?
Just start there. Have a handful a day. With things like pumpkin seeds, nuts and seeds, ground up seeds, that's something that you can't really have enough of. So you can put them on your cereal, you can put them in your evening meals, especially ground up, but also nuts and seeds make a great snack. You roast them lightly, you can have them plain. It doesn't count if they're salted. I love salted cashews. It doesn't count though. Nutritionally, the salt wipes out any nutrition. If they are honey roasted, again, delicious. I appreciate it, but it doesn't count. So a handful a day will make a huge difference to your eating habits, to your nutrition. But actually there are so many different ways you can get them in. I'd encourage you to fill your day with nuts and seeds, fruit and veg, lots of water, and things like that. So I hope that helped.
It does, yeah. So I think my Achilles is snacking. You know, I sort out the meals okay, but when it comes to those times you fancy something, and a packet of crisps is easy to just grab out of the cupboard.
Yeah, a nice alternative to crisps are roasted chickpeas. Now, chickpeas are full of protein, so they'll really fill you up. They're also full of loads of other vitamins and minerals that will protect you and look after your body in so many different ways. I roast them with Cajun because I love spicy food. but you can do it with different herbs and spices. Chickpeas do need a lot of flavouring though, and if you're going to roast them and you like salty foods, don't salt them after you've cooked, because when they cook, the flavour of them changes. So yeah, I would roast some chickpeas, a little bit of oil in a like a frying pan, not a frying pan, a oven dish, roasted chickpeas, just plain out of the can, and yeah, enjoy, go until they're crispy, and that might be a good alternative for you.
Thank you, Shannon. Rob, you had your hand up.
Yes, please, that's great. Shannon, thanks so much for your enthusiasm. It comes bursting through, and I love that. So I'm really drawn towards you on that. Thank you so much for the reminder about drinking water. I'm committed to doing that as a result of hearing you this morning. So you've done good, okay. But you give up on me, Shannon. Steak and kidney pie, roast or whatever. And I don't like eating, I don't like vegetables, apart from peas. But you cheered me up. You said something about smoothies.
Yeah.
And lots of fruit and vegetables. Would I get the equivalent drinking smoothies as I would a plate full of vegetables or something? Or how does that work?
You would have to put a lot of fruit and veg into a smoothie. Generally, smoothies, they're about this big. If you buy like a smoothie machine, they can be about that big. But actually, when it comes to getting your 10 a day, it doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get it in. So a fruit and veg portion is typically 80 grams, or like the size of your fist, roughly. If you don't fancy having a big plate full of fruit and veg, that's okay. You can get fruit and veg into your diet in different ways. Smoothies are an absolutely brilliant way of doing that. Soups as well. But also, it doesn't have to be your entire plate. It can just be a small portion of your plate. So it's just about making tiny changes. So yeah, you have just a slightly bigger portion of peas, and peas are great as well. They're incredibly healthy.
I love peas.
Protein.
Hey, you cheered me up today very much. So well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I didn't quite understand. Sorry, am I hearing that with the smoothie you have to produce it yourself and put vegetables in and mush it all together somehow? Because I need education on that. I don't understand how you do that even.
No, that's okay. So for smoothies specifically, you can use frozen veg, you can use fresh veg. If you get a smoothie maker, which are available in most supermarkets and convenience stores, you just put your fruit and veg in. Some people top it up with milk or orange juice or apple juice. Milk's fine if that's what you like, but orange juice and apple juice are actually full of sugar. So I like to go with green teas and like fruity teas, because it's another way of getting plenty of antioxidants in. So yeah, you put your fruit and veg in, and then there's something that goes on top, flip it upside down, and it blends it for you. So just a simple blender can do it. You can do it with a jug. There's not much that you can't put in a smoothie. Courgettes, they would work in a smoothie. Bananas are a nice base for a smoothie because it makes it sweet. I have made some awful smoothies before, but that's mostly because they didn't have the flavour. It needs to have a good base. It needs to have a good flavour. So yeah, I hope that answers your question a bit clearer. Yeah,
I'd love a session with you on that on a professional basis, if I may.
Yeah,
seriously, I'd love to do that. I'll come back to you if I may. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Yes, you've reminded me about smoothies as well, because the smoothie machine's gone in the cupboard for some reason and I've forgotten. Is it okay on days when I do have to get up really early for whatever reason, is it okay to make it overnight, keep it in the fridge?
Yeah, absolutely. Overnight oats are great. Overnight smoothies are great as well.
Yes. Yeah.
At night, if you know that you're going to have a long day, and especially if you've got up early, something that's nice is if you put some oats in your smoothie, and then that will just fill you up more throughout the day, because oats, they're not really raw when they're within a smoothie. Obviously oats taste nicer when they're cooked, but actually if it's blended up, it just gives it a thicker texture. Another point, if you're looking to thicken something up, is chia seeds. Sometimes they can, if you put too many in, it can make it a bit jelly like. So that's something to be aware of. But if you use them consistently, you'll find a balance that works for you. So, but chia seeds will really thicken up a dish. So if you know someone who is vegan or vegetarian, a lot of vegan and vegetarian desserts use chia seeds to thicken it up because they can't use gelatin. So yeah, that's another nice alternative.
Didn't know that. Oh, we could keep talking for ages. Anybody